Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is well. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. I was with me and Martin have just been on TikTok. Martin will be joining us in a bit. Let's see what he says straight away. Thumb up. I'm trying to get Anne-Marie on as well, so just bear with us. As I say, I've just this minute come off a stream. Oh, what a day it's been. Link sent. Perfect. So, how is everybody? Hello, FIFA. How are you going, pal? Adam and Charlie. As I say, tonight it's just a bit of a City chit chat, really, because I think we've done the Bayern one to death as well as City's match. We've just been having an interesting one for those who are not on TikTok and stuff like that. I've just been doing a live stream on there and chatting to some Gunners. We should have been having a couple of Gooners on tonight. However, they can't make it now till Wednesday. So I'll be doing a live stream and Martin will be joining us on Wednesday, I think 8 o'clock. How are you, Stephen? How are you, pal? Yeah, so, and the level-headed Gunners as well. So hopefully we'll get them on Wednesday, and we'll see where we are. So, how is everybody? Everybody well? Everybody well. Yep. Good. Yeah. Cheers, Charlie. I'll follow you everywhere. Bannery's going up on the East Stand level 2 for tomorrow's match. Woohoo! Yeah, big match in it tomorrow. You know, even though I'm not a huge fan of the Champions League, you know, let's not kid ourselves. It's a massive one for the club. And here we go. We've got Anne-Marie. Here she. Listen, just in case she can't hear me, right? Don't start giving her loads of compliments tonight. Give all the compliments to me. Right, here she is. Hello, Anne-Marie. You didn't hear that, did you?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Is that the opposite to Churchill? Hello, Dudley, Sean, Mark, again, Charlie, everybody who's joined us on this bank holiday Monday. As I say, Martin will be joining us shortly. I think he's just going to get his Alvarez shirt printed up. How are you, Anne-Marie?
I'm good, thanks, Andy.
Yeah. Just
looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you going?
No, I'm not.
No. Same as me. You don't like the Champions League, do you?
I'm not a massive fan of it now.
No. What's my score prediction for tomorrow? Yeah, it's going to be great tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. I don't like doing predictions, Anne-Marie, but I'm going for a 3-1 tomorrow.
That's what I always go for.
I tell you what, I used to go for every single game. I used to always say 3-1 Gota. But I think the difference tomorrow, I don't think Gota will score.
No, I don't.
No?
But I always go for a 3-1.
Yeah. Evening, Paddy. Yeah, let's see. Evening, Joe. I have no idea why he calls me Joe, you know. Do you? No idea. Let's see if we turn that. That's a bit better, isn't it? I'm on a different webcam tonight. Wants to try and make me look a bit more attractive, but I don't think it's working.
There's no camera can do that, darling.
Anne-Marie's here, can unmute now. Yeah, so I'm very optimistic about tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. What about the guys in the comments? Are you all pumped up, ready for tomorrow? Yeah. Sean, remember the name Riyad Mahrez, Anne-Marie. Remember it. She'll never forget that name, mate. Because...
Evening, Sean. Evening, Dudley. Evening, Charlie. Evening, Mark.
We've got Anne-Marie's fan club out in force tonight again, haven't we?
Well, do you blame them?
So,
you want
Anne-Marie,
people that talk sense, Andy.
You're absolutely right. I'll give you that one. So I've just been on TikTok having a live doodah, Anne-Marie, and we had some Gunners on there as well. As I say, we should have been getting some Gooners on tonight. However, they can't make it tonight, so I've rescheduled them for Wednesday. Level-headed Gunners. To be fair, say even they're accepting it's still a tough ask for them. And I thought, you know, something, it's great because over the past few weeks, I have seen some Arsenal fans and stuff like that. In fact, I think most of it's driven by Robbie off Arsenal Fan TV.
Of course it is.
But if you look through that, there is genuine, you know, gunners knocking around.
Well, there is, I think, but that's, you know, that'd be the same with us. You know, we've got our own set of fans that would be, you know, it was the end of the world when we were 8 points behind, and you know, you just know from the group, Andy, if we have a win, we don't get anywhere near as many comments as we do when we lose, and it's as if people are just waiting to pounce when we lose to have a go. And I don't get that. I mean, yeah, we can have a bad game and we can say it's a bad game and we can say why it was a bad game, but it's not the end of the world, because anything we get now is just a bonus for me. It always has been. Once we won the first title, which was a dream come true, because I never thought I would ever see it happen, anything else is a bonus. So, you know, I'm just quite happy to see us in there fighting all the time. You know, when you compare it to the days of every season thinking we're going to get relegated this season, we're going to go down this season. You know, we're in dreamland really, and we don't appreciate a lot of the time just what we are watching.
It's easy to get sidetracked, isn't it? Like you say, right, the guys in the comments, as Anne-Marie's just said, in our Facebook group, for those who are not privy to it as well, I think a few have joined it now. If you look on Facebook, MCFC 9320 group, not PUBcast group, go in there. It's a family-friendly place. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Every opinion is respected. But when City win tremendously well, the group is quiet. When we get beat, all hell breaks loose. What makes us do that? You know, we want to comment more about a negative result than a positive result. It's always baffled me. Before I forget as well, before Martin comes on, give him a bit of stick, because the last game of the season, anybody who don't know, is actually booked. His holiday, so he's going to be on the plane when we play Brentford away, and he's going to be on the plane coming back for the FA Cup final if we get to it. So give him a load of stick tonight. Just keep referring to Jet 2 and stuff like that. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. So how come people are more vocal with negativity than, you know, positivity? I just don't get it myself.
I think it comes down to a couple of things. I think it comes down to, and this is no offence to anybody, but it comes down to a lot of new fans that have never seen us as bad as we were. So don't think, you know, and what frustrates me is these fans don't think we're allowed to talk about the past. But you know, we lived through the Stuart Pearce not scoring at home for half a season, you know, fighting off relegation every season.
I get that, Anne-Marie, but these younger generation, are they quite right that we should start relinquishing some of this old City, like Cityitis mentality? Because let's face it, since 2011, when we've won the FA Cup and stuff like that, we've not been bad, have we? So have we got, me included, this, because it's sometimes 4-0 up with 10 minutes to go, I'm still like, we probably need another one here to kill it off. Will that ever leave us? Are we right for the younger fans to give us a bit of stick over that, as we are about the new breed kind of fan?
No, I don't think we are, because that's, unfortunately, that kind of situation has been ingrained into us. You know, if you think about, I can think back to the game at Main Road against Liverpool, and Niall Quinn running down the touchline telling them that we needed to score another. You know,
can you remember who played in that team, by the way?
Not the full team, no.
Can you remember Steve Lomas, ex-City player? He's going to be joining us for a show one night very, very soon. Just thought I'd get that in before I forget.
Well, he was on the touchline when Quinn was shouting.
Absolutely. That's what got the memory then.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing that sticks in my mind. And leaving Main Road that day, being devastated that we'd got relegated and watching a plane fly over about our neighbours winning the title again. And they're the things I can't forget. I can't forget that stupid bloody banner they had at Old Trafford. So no, I don't think it's right that they want us to forget that and to stop, not remember it and not talk about it.
Yeah, because I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to get Charlie in the group here. Is it Charlie? Yeah. No, but you're right that things like the planes go. But yeah, that'll always right. And this again, like I like doing devil's advocate and stuff like that. So yeah, it's ingrained in us older ones. I know you're a hell of a lot older than me and stuff like that, Anne-Marie. Only joking. But the winning mentality of the younger fans has been ingrained in them now.
I know it has, but at the same time, it's going to sound really bad. They're developing a mentality like other teams we don't like, that we've got a God-given right to win every game, and that is not the case. If a team beats us on the day, then usually, yeah, there may be luck involved, but they've done something right on the day. And we might not have performed to our best or whatever. So we have to kind of be logical about it, and we have to be philosophical about it. And sometimes that's missing. And as much as, I love my football, I love City, but at the end of the day, it is still just a game.
It is. So going back, and I think this is a great debate, actually. And again, I'm not saying I disagree with you. And here's Martin. Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, sorry, what?
Evening, Martin.
Evening.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just texting Alvarez.
Let's see this. Alexa, does Martin love Alvarez? Absolutely. Well done. Yeah, we're just having a bit of a debate, mate, about old school City fans mentality about, we can be like, we've discussed it a bit of City-itis and stuff like that. Anne-Marie says that's ingrained in us, but also that winning mentality of the younger fans, the winning mentality, that's ingrained in them as well. So I think there's got to be a bit of give with everybody, aren't there? With the younger ones and the older ones. What are you laughing at?
What someone's just wrote in the comments.
What's that?
Adam.
Carry on. Martin
will be at the FA Cup final, by the way. Already been arranged.
Look, that lull since you read that comment, mate. Wow. So right, yeah. So where do you stand on that? And I'm doing that. Younger fans, older fans. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I'm sure they don't want to offend us like we don't want to offend them. It's just different. It's a generational.
In the correct way.
Isn't it a generational thing?
There has to be a happy medium.
What, like Mystic Meg?
Yeah, there's got to be some. I said it on my stream last night. Is there's a difference between arrogance and there's a difference between confidence. There can be. Don't get me wrong. I understand. You're gonna get fans, the older generation like us or like Alan, who is totally downtrodden. Unless we're 5-0 up with 3 minutes to go, they're not confident. And we're all guilty of that.
That's me. That's me. Well, that's what I was just saying. 10 minutes to go, 4-0 up. I'm still like, oh, we need another one here to make
it's
sure.
like the derby, innit? It's like when we go 3-0 up at home to United and we're still sitting there going, we're not sure yet. We're not sure yet. And it is that old mentality thing that comes out. But
the younger fans are entitled to have a pop at us over that, aren't they? Because they're seeing
they are. Because the simple fact is, I said it last night, we're going to die off. They are the future of the club. What we've got to see, this is where the happy medium comes in. We've also got to remember that as City fans, we don't want to be Real Madrid, Barcelona, United. We don't want to turn into those fans where you get we're only playing Southampton, for example, this week. Why are we not fucked?
Standing in a crowded room and I can't see your face.
It's just a get to advert, Martin.
You know, when you hit 1,000 subscribers shortly, you won't be allowed to do that anymore.
I'll have fun while I can. Sorry,
you
mate,
just get copywritten all over you.
I still get that.
Enjoy it while you can. No,
I still get that, to be fair now. Go on, sorry.
I think we've got to get this happy medium. The problems you've got with old fans,
like Anne-Marie,
we do feel as though we've lost the club a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with us. I don't think it's us. It's not we've got anything against younger fans. Mm-hmm. We're ticked off with the club because the club are very much, for an example, someone in Timbuktu will get an email before me who's 5 minutes down the road. And that's where it's wrong. Because the simple fact is, do we feel we've got a bit of an ownership to the club because we saved it? Yeah, probably we do. But that isn't just us. That's throughout every fan base. You see United fans. I know there are United fans who are deep ingrained into United, going back to the Busby Babes and going back to Munich, the sad air disaster.
Yep.
Who hate the global factor of United. They still talk about Newton Heath. They still talk about, the greats that they had. And this is what, funnily enough, I'll give you an example. I was in a Twitter space. Now I know Twitter spaces are not the best, but you get a lot of fans from all over the world.
You get a gauge, don't you? For
well, what I got told was Arsenal was a bigger rival to United than City was. Globally. The global factor of United is Arsenal is a bigger rival. The simple fact is, when you ask someone in Manchester, Arsenal aren't even in the top 5 of rivals. It's Liverpool, City, Leeds. They're the rivalry. I'm just ignoring Sean. They are the rivalry. Why is it when I'm trying to talk, you just throw it all out the window? I've got a cough tonight. So we've got to get this happy balance. I was saying you can't embrace the future without respecting the past. But that goes for old and new fans. We have to embrace the future a bit more.
That's very philosophical, but beautiful, that, Martin.
No, but we do. As old fans, we've got to embrace the future.
I'm not taking the mickey. It's just that's a great way. That's a great way of putting it.
But that's the way we should be. As old fans, we've got to embrace the future and what the club will become, because I think it scares us a little bit. And the new fans have to embrace where we've come from, is that they wouldn't have a club to support if we weren't there. Because we do remember the times in the 90s and the early 2000s when we had to sell players not to go into administration. So I always tell a story about the Co-op Bank pulling in loans on Balloon Street, and everyone thinks I joke about it. I'm seriously not. The Co-op Bank were pulling all our loans in and we were going bye-bye.
Absolutely, there was.
And Bernstein got us out of it, and then Wardle got us even further out of it. And then Taxing got us out of it with dodgy money, which we know. But sadly, and do not mistake, the reason Sean Wright Phillips went out the door is because if he hadn't gone out the door, we were bye-bye. we were becoming FC Manchester City.
And on the other side of the coin as well, you know, he's not my favourite cup of tea, but Mark Hughes, when he knew the takeover was happening, actually put his money in his pocket to bring Craig Bellamy into the club, you know, because we couldn't afford a cup of tea. But, you know, that's the realistic about it.
Another thing I think it is for old fans, because we had 20 years of them over the road, ramming it down our necks so much, we did become a bit adverse to success.
Yeah.
Because it was like, because we still had that, we're crap, but we're getting 34,000 in the door. I always say, you know, jokingly, we call Liverpool fans cults. We were the cult in the 90s.
Calling them what, sorry?
Cult.
Oh, sorry, bad line then.
No, but you know what I mean? We were literally, the crapper we got, the more we turned up, it was like we were just fixated with crapness. You know, every single home game going out and having a massive protest. Sat the board, frannily out. Like I said, we're the only football club to protest one chairman in, and 4 years later, protesting back out again. You couldn't make that up.
No, you're absolutely right, mate.
Not my summer holiday. I'm going for 5 nights.
What?
I'm going for a week. That's late July. I'm going on my summer one. Going to Turkey.
I've thrown you again now, haven't I?
I'm getting into chicken. No, I think we've just got to get this happy medium. But I still say it to this day, if the club treated the old fans a bit better, we might not have this angst. And the new fans, if they didn't have the arrogant United attitude, we'd probably accept them. So it's about coming together and accepting and finding that happy medium. But, like, you know, it's a funny one because we don't get spoken to anymore. It's like, so I was listening to a pod the other day and someone said you get old players going to supporters clubs. We love that. You ain't getting that now. The game's changed. The game's changed.
Out of players over the past 10 years, how many of those ex-players could you see going to City supporters meetings in the future?
Company.
That's the one. And that's
probably company got it. Company got it.
That's probably as well, if I'm being fair, because he's married to a Mancunian.
The thing is, Manchester City fans are very educated fans. We know our history. We know everything we've come. And we have and the other thing is we've put a shield up because of all the crap that gets written about us and said about us. We have put a shield up. And we don't allow a lot in. And do you know what the other thing is? And this isn't all global fans. I love global fans. I've said they are the future. But there is a part of if that Premier League thing goes against us, some will depart. Some will not be there. We will. And I think that's where the ownership comes in, is we're going to be there watching the grass grow if we're in the Vauxhall Conference or the Vanarama as it is now. Not all of those will. Some will. Some won't. Because we're not supporters, we're fans. Fans is fanatic. We are fanatic. We bleed blue.
You know, Martin, you know what Super City's saying there, mate? I've heard you touch upon this.
You're not last night.
Yeah, you're not worried. Do you feel the same, Ambry, like with the rest of our season, whether it's the Champions League, FA Cup, or the Premier League, that it's not City what could derail us? It's not the opposition, but it could actually be, the officials. If they're not elbowing people as well.
It could be. You only need to look, we touched on it briefly last night, the Tottenham-Brighton game. What an absolute farce. And what good does it do coming out and apologising the day after? That's cost Brighton 3 points.
Fergie's best mate's in charge, though, isn't it?
I agree with Anne-Marie. An apology is no good. You know, if that happened,
No, he has been suspended. He has been suspended.
It
I
doesn't
know you're
matter.
but the guy who elbowed him, he is going to get. Looks like he's going to be sacked.
That. Listen. Oh, by the way, do you like the joint logo again, mate?
Yeah, I need to send you the PNG once you don't get that crappy white background.
I can take that off, mate. It's just that I couldn't be bothered, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's
At least he's honest, Amber. Eh?
It's true.
No, you throw me now.
Throw your bloody self.
If it
How would you
happened
throw yourself?
with the officials, if that happened in any other business, they'd be sued. So you imagine if somebody was relegated because of that. It's unforgivable.
Well, that happened though, didn't it? It happened to, was it?
West Ham, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
That was over the Tevez Mascherano thing, wasn't it? Over
No, but it happened. Was it not? It wasn't last season. It must have been the season before. And I think Sheffield United scored a goal, and the referee didn't give it because the VAR wasn't working. The goal line technology wasn't working.
That happened at Anfield. That happened at Anfield. It wasn't in a. It was that Brighton.
No, this was a team where it definitely affected the relegation, and I'm sure it was maybe Villa and.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's not cost one person losing the job, like this linesman will probably lose his job. That's cost a club millions and millions of pounds, plus the prestige of being in the Premier League, and that's just wrong. I agree with Blue out there.
Oh, social media's definitely had a massive influence.
Do you reckon that's down to the likes of ourselves when we say social media, like fan channels and stuff like that? Or do you think only some fan channels pounded the negativity and stir up like hatred and stuff like? Because I don't know if anybody's seen me on.
I'll give you an example.
Did you see me tweet earlier, Martin? Did you see me tweet earlier?
No.
What that Liverpool fan tweeted? Yeah, you carry on. Let me try and find it. And
the thing I was going to say is I've been speaking to a guy called Nico Shake, who are not Mancunians.
Yeah.
But they do a very good, they're starting a podcast that I've been asked to go on. And when I do it, I always look at people. I always think, well, where is it? And what is it? What's their knowledge? What's the background? Because what I want to make sure is will my opinions fit on where they are? Because I don't want clashes. Been down that road. I don't want a clash. I go down that road and I'm trying to come away from it now.
I'd rather go down the educational and the
yeah. And this is my thing with me. I don't mind going on a global fans channel or a new Manchester City fan channel, and they're not new. They're new in the ground, but they're not new. But what I mean is are they willing to have someone who will educate them? And I don't mean that in a condescending way either. But I'm talking about who was there, like me, you, and Anne-Marie, and John, and who was there in the trenches, in the middle of it, in the battlefield, can tell you about Manchester City. Because I've always said, if you want to be a Manchester City fan, great, welcome to the family. But learn about the history of Manchester City. Learn about Hardwick. Learn about Billy Meredith. Learn about all this. And the trouble is, what you see, I've seen it with a player today. We've been linked with that guy from Melbourne City, our sister club. The left back. Can't remember his name.
What's his name?
It's called a sauce or something. I don't know.
A sausage.
Looked at. And like you said the other day, 5-minute YouTube clip makes them look like world superstars. And everyone underneath it's going, bring him in. Amazing. Can't wait. This is going to be superstar. What a left back. What? You don't know him. Don't pretend you've been watching him for 40 games and you suddenly know how great he was. Happened with Perone. Everyone watched Perone. I watched a little bit of him. But as I said, I always say, just see what happens. This is the thing. I've never hated Albert. I always said is just see what happens. unless you are bringing in a ready-made, that's him, Jordan Boss. Unless you are bringing in a ready-made player who's been in the Premier League or been in Europe, then you can go. Then you can say, right, I've seen him. When they are coming from Australia, Argentina, Brazil, you don't know. You don't know. You're throwing your chances out and you're seeing what happens. At the end of the day, if this kid's what, 2.5 million, pro and it was 8 million. If they were that, yeah, they're bargains. But they're also bargains for a reason, because they are a gamble. It may work, it may not. Sergio Gomez was not our first choice left back in the door. He was there because we couldn't get Cucurella and we couldn't get the other guy we wanted.
I know, but do you know what? Thank God we didn't get Cucurella when you.
No, and it is. No, it is. Thank God. But my point is, Sergio Gomez would now be at Girona on loan, and Pep said that himself. He was kept around for a body.
Something we said. No, don't think so. He could have said, "I've got to fly." So then Martin said, "Oh, hello."
Is anyone else getting issues with StreamYard? I'm getting warning messages all over StreamYard at the minute.
Where did you fly off to then?
I just got kicked out. Did you remove me?
No, I won't do that, mate.
No, I just think the top and bottom of it is we're all City fans. When you went, Andy, when Anne-Marie went, and when I went, we were all new City fans.
Yep.
Someone has to be new, but understand the club you're supporting. We're not United. We're not Barcelona. We're not Real Madrid.
And that's where, quite rightly, what you said before as well, mate. It's not patronising or condescending.
No.
When we're going about education, I'll give you an example here. I know City fans, not necessarily mates, who give it all the Munich stuff. Munich. I know. I've educated my son, who's 25, who never even says the word Munich or anything like that, because he knows it's wrong. Some parents will ingrain that, won't they?
What is going on?
Well, so are you tonight.
Charlie's changed his emoji to a Jet 2 plane. Sean's changed his name to Jet 2. You see what you've started now?
Me?
Yeah, you.
It's plain to see that it's not me.
It's just one of those things that's taken off.
He was really kind yesterday, and he rang me up and he went, "You're going to miss the cup final. I can't have it." And I'm going to give him his props, and then I'm going to batter him. He turned around and he went, "You know what? Getting off a plane at 6, 7 in the morning, I will drive us to Wembley, so you can have some kit, so your son don't miss out." By the way, he was doing it for my son, not for me. He was doing it for my son, which was very kind of him. And then he does this. Do you know what I mean? It's like Jacqueline. I did the bloke.
Me.
Well, rather you than me, Martin.
I'll just sleep for the 4.5 hours. I ain't bothered.
I don't know what you mean. I really don't. So yeah, and it is down to about education. But going back, and sometimes it's good not to really chat about any match in particular, but just to have a good, and that's why I titled it City Chit Chat tonight. It's good to talk about things what we don't normally get time to, during, because we've spoke about Bayern Munich, we spoke about the Southampton, we spoke about yesterday's match against Liverpool and Arsenal. It's good to speak about something, different, just chew the fat, really.
We can't do anything about the games. As much as we all come in here and quote and pretend we're all in the know and we're all going to the final 11s, nothing we can do.
I'm in the know about absolutely nothing.
We know.
I really know about absolutely nothing, and when people tell me stuff and then wind me up about it for 4 months.
I don't know what you mean. So yeah, it is. It's just good to just do different.
It's like
subjects.
Saturday. Did you hear the away fans? You know, when Southampton cleared out, did you hear what we were singing? Is this the empty ad?
Was there?
That's City fans.
That's the humour.
Yeah. We can be 5-0 down and laugh.
One of the
Yes,
best chants
get
I ever
angry.
remember was we were playing Liverpool and Harry Kewell came on as a sub and his wife was in the jungle doing I'm a Celebrity. And
She was in
our fans were singing Cannon and Ball are shagging your wife. And it just made me laugh so much.
It's just, that's the way we are. It's mank humour. People don't understand. And that's, you know, people have said to me, is that I'm one of the few people who welcome global fans onto the channel with open arms. Yeah. And I always have. I always will. Because to me, the Mancunian way is we accept all people from all walks of life. We are a welcoming northern group of people. We're very welcoming. Do you know what makes me really worry? He's got all this on his Spotify.
I know. It's scary, isn't it?
What is your Spotify list like?
What?
You've got Kylie Minogue and all sorts on there.
I should be so lucky. I should be so
Jason
lucky.
Donovan, especially for you.
Especially for you, Martin. Come on, carry on. It's all about. It's just got to work both ways. We have to accept that the club has changed. The club could do more for us. I think the relationship between the fans, the homegrown fans, and the club changed when we got called customers, when we got called legacy fans. And I think it was going a bit downhill before then. Mm-hmm.
And what I meant by Charlie said, what do you mean by emails? Is in, I speak with people abroad and they get an email 3-4 days way before I even get an email about anything. Yeah. The decision's already made. Because the difference is they have my money. Our money's in. We pay our season ticket up front. We don't go into the shop and spend £300-400 in the club shop. You know, I got shouted at months ago because I spent £7 on a cheese toastie outside the, the cheese one. And I got slagged off for it. Again, but it's a northern thing because why do that when you can get sliced cheese and loaf of bread for like £2?
Yeah.
So again, it's a northern thing, but we don't go there and spend fortunes.
No, but it begs the question, Martin, and it's interesting. Spurs, believe it or not, are the first club, and at this moment in time, are the only club that have announced they are freezing season ticket prices for next season. And I would like to see City do the same.
I was that even out, which baffles me, because I think everyone else's is out.
No, but they're always late out, always. And
my United mates already renewed his. I went, I've not even got the price for mine yet. Good luck to you.
It begs the question, this City Matters bollocks, if you'll excuse the phrase.
Yeah.
What exactly do they do for us?
Nothing. They work for the club.
Nothing. Exactly. So what is the point of having them and having this stupid vote thing for them?
Give 1894 the due. They've come back to the table in the last few months, and I know they did have a bit of an issue. They lost a little bit of faith. The 1894 group, but like tomorrow they're doing the bus welcome, which is great. Sadly I won't make it because I won't get there in time for that, and I hope everyone has a great time who is at the bus parade, but at the bus meet or whatever it is. But I just, like you said with Tottenham, it's now an NFL. Can you imagine if our stadium started being shared with NFL? Our fans would have a meltdown. But people all over the world would love that. It's like I had this big debate with someone a few weeks back when I said, the Tottenham game when it was £68 a ticket, cheapest one. I went, yeah, but we pay £500 for a Super Bowl ticket in America. Not in America. This is the other big thing. I accept all the global fans, and that's true, Superstar. I accept all the global fans, but what they need to realise is we're Manchester City. Manchester City.
I think
Manchester.
I think regarding prices for season tickets and stuff like that, I think City do it. I think it's decent for what we get for our money.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with you, Andy, but I just think that...
Is it because it's going up slightly every year, like 20 quid?
Yes, and that's the thing. I think we've got to now kind of there's got to be a bit of common sense used by the club and say, yeah, we know times are hard for people. You know, when people are having to choose what they do and don't do.
Yeah.
They've got
Can
to
I ask
kind
a question to you both? Do you think the club made up for the Super League stuff enough? I know a lot of fans who are still against the club because of that.
I'd say no. I'd like to think everything what I've heard about the Super League and stuff, City was heavily influential in pulling out, whether it was first or second with Chelsea, because they didn't want to go in it. So I'd have to give the club a bit of kudos for that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to even be involved in it in the first place, Andy, you see, that disappoints me. It just disappoints me because...
Neither was everybody else, but I'm not saying that's right. But what I'm saying is, you've got...
That's where clubs lost it, and that's where the relationship between all clubs and fans went, because you're then made to feel like a customer.
That's all we are.
We all look at it as our club. Is it really our club, though, Andy? Is it our club?
Not anymore, Martin. It isn't. Just here's an example for you. My dad has a season ticket for 60 years since he came over from Ireland. And this year, for lots of reasons, he's not been able to make every game. But it's always been like a last minute thing where he's decided not to go, or he's not been well enough to go, or whatever. Now I've received an email from the club, and he's received a letter from them saying that they want to take that they're saying to him that if he doesn't use his season ticket, they'll take it off him, which after 60 odd years is absolutely ridiculous. And he shouldn't have to justify why he can't go to a game.
I did that with my dad. Sent him an email saying, my dad's sadly got Alzheimer's, can't go to games anymore, but wants to come to one last game.
Yeah.
And I said, is there anything the club can do to make it a very special occasion? I got a 2-sentence email back, sorry, but we get too many requests. My daddy's 81.
Yeah, well, mine's 80.
We ain't talking like, similar. We ain't talking someone who's 20 trying to get a freebie. We're talking someone who got booted out of his seat for the Tunnel Club, which is why I dislike the Tunnel Club. Because he got booted out, because we were told when we went in, that seat is yours for life. We will never move you. When we moved into the City of Manchester Stadium, as it was then, we were told we'd never be moved. You were invited in to look at your seat. This is your seat. As soon as we got successful, rule book went out the window.
That is where the club is moving away from the average fan, and that's undoubtedly. But regarding the Super League, yes, they should consult the fans, but I think it happened that quick. It was a bit of a whirlwind, wasn't it? All of a sudden, it's like boom. It's like it's going to be a
compared
Super
to
League.
all the other clubs. City got off lightly with their fans.
Is that because we was the last one to join it and one of the first to pull out?
No. I think there was lots of other reasons to it, because it was in lockdown, wasn't it? Because that's when they all started.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
No, I meant the 60 quid for Leicester at home.
Oh, that's crazy as well. But that's, I think there's lots of little things that they've started to do.
Yeah. The club is magnificent. It is. What it does is magnificent. It has so many positives. What Sheikh Mansour has done has been great for the community, jobs, and exactly it has. But the question was asked: is there that disconnection? There is, and I'm sorry, there is.
But even a little thing like when they send, because obviously they don't even send out a season ticket nowadays.
No. Can I just say that Paul Blue Oasis? Hello. Anything positive? It's good. It's good to have a talk like this sometimes, Paul, because over on Martin's streams last night and our stream last night and stuff like that, it was just full of positivity and stuff like that regarding the game. But sometimes it's good to have an alternative conversation and stream about things different, because we've talked Bayern Munich to death pretty much for the game tomorrow. We've talked the Southampton result to death, you know, pretty much. The Liverpool match we spoke about, God knows how much. So it's little things like this what may not come across positive, pal, that what people want to talk about. So, you know, if you want to throw anything in there, buddy, anything you want to speak about, just throw it in there, and by all means, we will.
You know what it is? It's, do we keep kicking the can down the road? We're successful, yes. It is brilliant. What I'm saying is that these problems are still there within the fan base. People say, well, why is the empty seats? This is part of the reason why there's empty seats. I've got loads of mates who will not step foot back in the Etihad because they feel disconnected from the football club.
I can understand it, because
and we can't keep kicking the can down the road and saying, oh, it's great, it's brilliant, it's yes, on the field and off the field, it is magnificent. But the trouble is, there are fans, whether we like it or not. We're looking to expand a stadium. Why? Why is there a stadium and a hotel being built? Is it for little old you and little old Anne-Marie and little old me? No.
Can you little old Anne-Marie?
No, but it's not. It's not for us.
No, it's like the big arena that they're building as well.
Let me ask you both a question. Would you agree with my train of thought that there's a hardcore City fan base of about 37,000, and the rest are, and that's just hardcore who go to the match, you know, week in, week out, whether it's going away, whether it's going
I'd say 45 now.
And then you've got the people who can't afford it. Because I think City do, to be fair to City, they do hold a certain amount of seats back for people who can't afford season tickets. So, you know, you've got to give them a little bit of kudos for that.
No, yes, you can. I've never, ever slagged off season ticket prices. I've never slagged off other things they do. It's the match day goers. It is what you're asking a match day goer to do. And I'm telling someone who could be local, pay 35, 45 quid for a citizen membership just to become a member. Then charging them 60 quid minimum now per ticket. When I had it on my stream just got better. When you add up 19 games on my ticket and probably your ticket, it's value for money. It's probably better than value for money. It's a bargain.
It is. Got no disputing that, but I think we're getting to a point where it's.
Why has it gone yellow and green?
I don't know.
Yeah, you look like you've got jaundice, Andy.
It looks like that City away kit we had a few years back. Remember the purple one with Pellegrino?
Yeah.
Purple and green one.
Oh, that's better.
My webcam.
Oh, he's gone again.
It's like we've even got to pay, like Phoebe said, we've even got to pay £2 now to watch City on the TV on City Plus.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just everything's creeping up all the time. And I just think they've got to be a little bit more realistic about what.
Like tomorrow night, I know there won't be a load of season ticket holders in there.
No, there won't be.
And they'll all come out with the half and half scarves. They'll all come out with the phones.
Yep.
That's where, the occasion goes for me a bit.
It does, and you see, the thing for me with that is that you're looking at, so where I sit now, even for Champions League game, I don't get my seat, I get moved, and I'm in Colin Bell, bang on the halfway line, level 3, and they move me every Champions League game.
Why? Don't mind me
Because they have to keep it.
Because she smells a wee.
They have to keep
Get
a
closer
section.
to Mahrez.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, they have to keep a section of seats, what they class as the better seats for the away fans. So we end up getting stuck with level 3 with a load of the away fans. But
Why
yeah,
are they in Colin Bell level 3 though?
I don't know, but they've always done it.
That's the home end.
Yeah, but they've always done it.
Right, let me ask you both something, and the guys in the chat as well. Do we really, really need the stadium to be expanded? My answer is no.
To go where we need to go, yes.
Are we not just leaving ourselves open for more of the empty ad jibes and stuff like that?
Yeah, but you see, they all say empty ad, Andy. Yeah, if you look at our attendances, we're right up there near the top for having full houses every home game. So it's a myth. It's a myth, and it's easy to take a picture before the game kicks off or 5 minutes before the end of a game to show empty seats. Because I know myself, we've had this discussion where we go on about the South Stand. Now, 5 minutes before kickoff on any game, the South Stand generally, apart from away fans, is empty. You know?
She's fishing. She's fishing.
No, but it's a fact. It's a fact. So it's easy to take. I could easily take a picture at every home game of South Stand, Family Stand, and show you the empty seats and say, there you go, to the papers and say, there's your proof, it's the empty ad. But actually, it's not. The facts are totally different.
Well, United, Seville's not sold out yet.
Hasn't it?
Has anything been said about that?
No, but there never is. There never is. On a lot of cup games when they close their third tier of the Alex Ferguson stand.
And like we just said, maybe people can you get more people in, more season ticket holders, more value for money. Like I think someone's put in the chat, and it's less. You're not paying the astronomical match day charges.
Hello, Anne-Marie.
It's like, and the thing is, there are fans out there, Andy and Anne-Marie, who want season tickets, but the thing is, you can't get a season ticket at City.
No.
I remember I spent, my son's now 13 years old. I spent 5 years trying to get him a season ticket. And if you remember, what they always do is they say, you do all the relocation stuff, which is all automated now. One thing I do hate, you can never speak to anyone now at Manchester City. All queue it and sit in a queue for 50 minutes and wait. And then you've got a gyrate around the stadium. Like, I don't get it all. But it was one of them. It was 8:58 in the morning. He said, I was on the phone in the queue, went live at 9 a.m, sold out. I said, how can you be sold out? They've just gone live. How can you be sold out of season tickets in 30 seconds? No one ever gave me an answer to it. No one ever came back to me, and I sent countless emails. Eventually, I got in one after a lot of pestering, and I had to go to different people and email different people and say, what's going on here? And what I found out is they kept some season tickets back.
Martin, everybody knows I like a laugh and a joke and stuff like that, but what Big Morgan's saying there, things like that really touch me, and they really fucking annoy me. It really fucking annoys me that. And it's not just that, when the jibes of the empty ad and stuff like that. I think I mentioned it earlier, whether it was yesterday or whenever. When we get jibed with the empty ad and stuff like that, when people have got to have a choice, I'm on my little soapbox here because it really pisses me off. When they have to make a choice to either go and watch City or put food on the table for the family, and you get absolute knob ends saying that, oh, you're not a proper City fan, it's always empty and stuff like that. That really, really pisses me off. It's all right for the fortunate ones who've got money coming out their ass, but genuine people like that. It's people like Morg there, what the club should do more for.
Yeah.
It'd be a drop in the ocean. It really, really would for City to have prices lowered, or even free, the odd freebie, whether it's once a season, twice a season.
They will say they do, Andy.
No, they fucking don't. Pardon me.
Well, they say they will, because go back to the Fulham FA Cup game. Go back to the Fulham FA Cup game, and it was, what was it? £1 a kid. Because I've done it. I've absolutely done it, and that's the email I got back.
Right.
Here are the examples.
Let me give you another one here. God, I can't believe I've gone on my horse here now.
No, you're quite right too.
No, during the pandemic, right? And listen, I've got nothing against doctors, nurses, NHS and stuff like that. They do an absolutely incredible job. They were our key workers. What about people who was delivering parcels? What about people who was opening shops and stuff like that? They was key workers as well. Nothing against the NHS. They deserve to go for nothing and stuff like that. But
my industry got panned, by the way.
Like schools and stuff like that. Why?
My industry got panned.
Yeah. So it's gone from, we love the NHS, and it's sort of like gone off piste a little bit, this, but yeah, we love the NHS. And now Joe Bloggs is slaughtering the NHS. More should be done. And it really, really
and I apologise. We've gone off on a tangent. I didn't mean to do.
Big Morg. I promise you this, Morg, right? Next time me and my lad do not go to a match, you can have mine and his tickets for the day. I promise you that.
I've always said this. Anyone who wants tickets, if I can get them, I'll try my best. And I won't charge you.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said it. I've got everyone knows who Vader is. Vader is a top guy, lives in Canada. Top fella. And I've said to him, just sort out your plane. I'll sort everything else out when you get here. And I don't do that for everyone. I do it for people who I think are genuine and nice people. And anyone who is struggling, I will help. It's like I can now get, as you all can, we can all now get 4 tickets for Wembley. Anyone who needs Wembley tickets, email me. I will sort it out. Because, you'll have to sit in level 5, but it's not available. It's like, this semi-final coming up. Sheffield United haven't sold theirs out.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time they went?
You see, it's not about when was the last time they went, Martin. It's about how much it's going to cost them to go.
Exactly, that's what I mean. They've not been for God knows how long, and they can't afford £80 a ticket.
No.
Why couldn't it have been played at Old Trafford or Villa Park?
Because they paid 850 million for it, and paid 850 million to build a stadium.
That's what I mean.
But why are we paying for it?
It's also taking the prestigious away from a final. And not just because we've been for God knows how many times over the years. Sheffield United, I'm sure they would have preferred to have fancied their chances against City at Old Trafford or Villa Park or something, or even Hillsborough. It's big enough for what we need, because we're not going to fill Wembley. Sheffield United are not going to fill Wembley. So how about
look stupid?
So let's fill a stadium what people can afford to go to. And
the unfortunate thing about that game is that.
That's what I mean. That's really touched me now. It really has. It's annoyed me now.
But the worst thing about that game is it'll be all about how neither side sold out Wembley. And there's no kind of, this is one of the things that does.
Next day.
If they did the next day,
that comes down to me ran again.
There's no comeback. There's nowhere for a fan to come back and say, well, I'm sorry, but I can't afford to pay £80 for a ticket plus whatever it's going to cost me to get to London and what it's going to cost me while I'm there for the day or whatever. There's no we can't respond to the criticism that we're getting over things like that.
No, because they don't allow you.
No.
Just checking something while you're all talking. I want to see if United have sold theirs out.
I am still here, by the way. My technology's playing up. It's not like me, that is it.
Why am I going into a queue for that?
I'm back in the game. No, and it does, Anne-Marie. It's that's all what will be spoken about by average opposition knobhead fans, not looking at it in detail. Do you know something? There is more, believe it or not, there is more important things in life than go to watch your team. We've all took the piss out of Martin the past couple of nights, but you know something? I'm so with him that he's going away, on a bit of a family get together, whether City that, whether it's a title game or not. That is more important than a football match. You'll never get them. You won't get them memories back with your family.
No, and you have to make the most of them.
Sorry for my rants, by the way, guys. I'm not normally like that, as you know. That's right. You still looking for something there, pal?
Yeah, I'm checking. Let's have a look, right. So United, Seville's still got a block available. I want to find where is the semi-final.
Exactly, Super City. That's what I'm saying. It's not just the price of the ticket. It's actually commuting. It's also Northern fans are going down to Wembley for what is it, a 5 o'clock kickoff or something like that. So you guarantee the trains are not going to be running after. So that's going to be more expense.
And just to get a drink in Wembley as well.
I don't buy drinks at Wembley.
Yeah, Charlie says the train fare is like 219 quid as well to get to Wembley. And you know something? That's another reason, Martin, that I'm not going to the semi-final. I'll do the final. That's not because I'm a glory hunter, but it comes down to pound and pence as well. But the main reason for me, I've not been to Wembley without my lad, and I won't go without him. He can't make it, so you know me. I won't go because Adam can't go. But I know he'll be all right for the final, and that's not glory hunting. And it's going to be expensive, but we may never ever get to Wembley again. It's as simple as that. But by God, they rip us off. They really do.
Of course, the trouble is, we're all the daft ones who always keep going down there. You see, this is what I mean. I am in a situation where I'm fortunate where I can do stuff. I'm in that situation. I'm quite fortunate. But I know not everyone is. So I will help anyone, whether it's a lift, whether it's tickets, if I can, whether it's accommodation, whatever, I will help anybody. And I don't ask for anything back because I know things are that bad right now. Mm-hmm. Manchester is one of the highest food bank take-ups right now than anywhere in the whole of the UK. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm probably sounding so hypocritical when I'm going to be sat in Wembley Stadium in about 3 weeks. And I get it, it sounds very hypocritical. Well, 12 days. Bloody hell, that's come quick. Is it me? I'm just still can't believe we're Bayern Munich tomorrow. I'm still sat there thinking it is what I don't know. It's a weird one because I get it's a business.
Yeah, but
it's a business. I get that, but I think we just have to accept sometimes and this is what I said earlier on. This is why some fans think Manchester City, they know's gone. Because it's not, we can't all trot down to Platt Lane and watch them train like we did. That's gone. They're now the gap between fans and football clubs is wider than it's ever been.
And it's like what Paddy said early on, mate. We're just customers now. And that's whether it's just City that now or just generally with a bigger club, customers. It's bang on the money now. And you know something, when I can't go to a match or my lad can't go to a match, I don't even sell my ticket back to City. I always give it to mates who know somebody who can't afford to go, who can't afford to go to City.
And there, be careful, someone's watching, they'll block it.
I couldn't give a shit. If they do that, I'll go to war on them.
Don't be serious, that has happened.
No.
No. And he goes, no, but you know, but that's another thing, though. They do that, don't they? They will block your season ticket if they see somebody else using it.
But I don't see why, because you've paid for it.
I think they see it as they view it as a safety aspect, don't they? Because you could be selling it to a United, whoever fan.
Martin, I'd endorse City doing that because I would go to.
Bloody hell, it's now a podcast.
I would go to war on City if they did that. If they block my season
They wouldn't
ticket,
care, Andy. They wouldn't care. You're little old Andy. You think they give a monkeys who you are? They don't care. This is the sad part about it. Because we're now like United. We go out, somebody comes in.
Yeah.
We're now at dead man's shoes situation. Our season tickets will always get snapped up. We've gone to the realm. I know we're not quite the realm off the field of Real Madrid and Barcelona. Our fan base is definitely not like that, but the club are going that way, and that's the road the club want to go down. They want to go down to the Real Madrid. They want to go down to the Barcelona level. Look, the thing is, look at it. They've just won that. They won the Manchester Stadium for the Euro bid. I know people at City were over the moon with that. It was like cup final day for them when they got that news. Do you remember when was it? About 4 years ago. I was doing some fan cams for another channel. People will remember it outside the Etihad. Used to always do it. Do you remember when we got that award for having the most best stadium in the country, in the world, or whatever it was, or in Europe? Do you remember it? I got told I had 4 officials come up to me and say, "Can you stop filming on our ground?" And when it's not your ground, it's the council's. And I got told, if you do not stop filming, you'll have your season ticket revoked forever.
It's absolutely crazy.
So I wasn't allowed to ask to put my, because that was it. You're not allowed to go and ask someone if they want to speak about City on the phone. I said, why? Because it's on private land. I said, you're not private land, you're council owned. I said, you're threatening to take my ticket of me when I've been here since Main Road. We don't care. That's what you're dealing with. It's not so much Sheikh Mansour. It's not Cheeky. It's not Soriano. It's everyone else going down in between.
Yeah.
They look at the club in a very different light now. It's now about awards and this hotel and museum and club shop. It's now all the bells and the whistles, isn't it?
Yep.
Like City Square. By the way, City Square's gone next season. Don't know if anyone knows that. There ain't no City Square next year. Need to go over that one. There's no club shop next year where that's going to be. That's going to be over at the City at Home building. Has that been told to anyone yet?
No.
Has that been announced yet? Nope. Closing in June. This is the problem. There is a disconnect. Bit like Andy's Wi-Fi at the minute.
Yeah, I've just had to swap webcams because the other one, as you know, kept disconnecting. But yeah, going back to what I was saying just before, when I was having a little rant. Yeah, I do give me season ticket away for people who can't, and people, it's not as if I just go down the town and go, who wants me season tickets? It's people who know, but it's people who can't afford to go and watch City, because they've got them life choices to make. And I'm in a position, but I'm far from loaded. I'm far from got loads of money, but I'd rather somebody else go and watch a City match because I've paid for it anyway. I'd rather somebody else go and watch a City match than me sell it back to the club for the club to start selling it to somebody else for even more money. To rip City fans up even more.
Yes, sorry, I'm answering some of your chats while they're coming in. Sorry. I'll stop.
Sorry, mate. What?
Me and Pat from Sydney Blues went over to the stadium a couple of weeks back. Spoke to people who know about the expansion because they're involved in it. They work there. The club shop, City at Home is, you know, where the coach comes in. They've got that building on the right. That's called City at Home.
Yeah.
That's moving to the CFA Academy. And the club shop is going over there temporarily while they build the new club shop. The new club shop is to shut in June, end of June, I think it is. And all that area is going to be sort of, because I said, how are they going to do this? He said they'll just start cornering stuff off because basically the new stand will open by 2025.
Mm-hmm.
It's 18 months.
I don't know.
So,
I understand why the club have got to do it.
No, they're not bringing in temporary containers. It's going in the City at Home building. Trouble is, Michael, you're 12 days away. There's now it can be done.
No.
And by the way, 80 quid a ticket for level 1. You're looking about 140 quid for the FA Cup final. That's for a semi-final. Then, in a way, we wanted this. We wanted to be successful. Sad thing is, it comes at a price, doesn't it?
Thank you, Stephen. For people who will listen to this on audio later, because they won't actually see, Stephen's just said, I look like Shrek because I've just had to swap webcams and it's gone a bit green. Thank you, Stephen.
And it probably does sound a bit negative, and I don't mean to be negative. I'm just trying to say is that Manchester City is not the Manchester City was even 20 years ago. They are opening a new shop in the Arndale. It won't be the shop, the building. They're building a massive superstore. It's going over, you know where Blue Moon Cafe is and all that? Going over there. All that area.
Do you know
the hotel is going? The hotel is literally going where what used to be well, I don't know what it's called now. Is it called still Somerby's Bar? Is it still called Somerby's Bar?
Yeah.
Hotel's going there and all the way around on that sort of area, and the middle area where the club shop's going to be, all the way down to where the tram stop is going to be the brand new fan park.
Right.
Will hold 3,000 people. Because I went down and had a look. I went and asked him, and the guy was a United fan, and he went, I'm actually jealous of what's going to happen here. He said, but it will look very different. He said, all this area was always going to be temporary. It was never meant to be there forever. City Square was not actually meant to be City Square forever.
No, because if you remember, they got knocked back with a casino, didn't they, initially years ago? And all that land was
a temporary stage.
And even before the new speedway on Kirky Lane, that was earmarked, the speedway, and potentially horse racing was earmarked for around there as well. So it's always been a make do.
Well, Disney were going to buy it, weren't there? There was rumours of Disney buying it at one stage and everything else, because they were talking about a theme parky sort of thing coming in that area as well.
No, that's up in Salford, isn't it now?
The plans are magnificent and it's going to look tremendous. But like people were asking, I thought City Square was never permanent. It was never a permanent thing. It was always a temporary thing. Otherwise, they'd have built, standing there in the pea down rain, or someone sits on a man-made stage. That didn't look very great, did it?
Do you know something? You know something though, guys. I don't make any apologies about the stream tonight. You know the way it's turned out, because I think it's some things needed saying. As I say, we've done the football bit, haven't we? We've done them all over the weekend. The football bit. It's things what needs saying. And I know. And by the way, I'm not saying this being big-headed and stuff like that. I know people at City watch our PUBcast. I know that. Will there be anything those people can do? No. But at least they know what the fans are actually saying. And
I think they already know.
But, you know, again, I don't make any apologies the way it's gone. If it's come across negative from us tonight, you know, I do feel it needed saying. Anne-Marie, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I completely agree, because it's too easy to just be happy, clappy fans because we're winning games. You know, there is more going on than just football. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of factors that people have to consider now before they decide whether to go to a game or not. And, you know, like we've said, not everyone's fortunate enough to be able to go to every game and things like that. So I think, you know, it's just a little, it's like a bit of a reality check for all of us, really.
Do you want to go first on that one, Anne-Marie? What Michael's asked. Are we losing the community feel as a club? Just a question with us being match-going fans and locals.
Probably with the club itself, yes. But when you look at the people that you go with, or, you know, your group of mates that are at the ground with you, I don't think you'll lose it with them. But I think the club as a whole is losing its family touch, if you like.
I wouldn't say losing it. I'd say they've lost it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice.
I'd say it's gone. No, I would honestly say it's gone now. The simple fact is, I think the fans and the club, like I said earlier, the club is less accessible than it's ever been. Ever been. You look how much it costs now to go on a city tour.
Mm-hmm.
I had a look the other day. With me, my missus, and my son to go, without my other children, would have cost over 120 quid. To walk around the stadium that I've sat in and to look behind the scenes. Oh, and then they want to charge me 15 quid for a photo at the end of it.
Do you want to know what you should do, mate? What I used to do when I was a delivery driver, I used to just drive down there, get a random parcel, and go looking around. I used to go down the concrete tunnel, and I used to go for a walk round. There's a tip, guys.
Yeah, but Andy, I mean, as we said, this is what we wanted, wasn't it?
No.
Wanted to be successful. We were all sat there in 2008. I was one of them. When Robinho got announced, I was on Sky Sports jumping around like a tool before I sadly got a bad back.
You didn't have a tea towel on your head as well, did you, Martin?
No, I didn't. But I was. Me and my son were there. 12:30 at night. Robinho signed. So I spoke to the guy at Sky. He announced it to us all before he went live with it, and he said,
"Yeah, that's when the Gallagher's was giving it all like that."
No, and at the end of the day, and we were all excited, and Tevez came in, and we were giving it the big and welcome to Manchester, and Adebayor, and everyone, and then it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's got to a stage where
I will say one thing regarding that, mate. There wasn't a pandemic. There wasn't a crisis, what we're seeing now, like a cost of living crisis.
No.
There's a cost of living crisis and stuff like that where, yeah, it's supply and demand. Ultimately, it's supply and demand. But the genuine fans can see what we've been speaking. Oh, Martin, it's like the fans of the Invisible Man has just disappeared. But with regarding to the question, what Michael was saying, I say we're seeing, and you might giggle, we're seeing more and more half and half scarce now, and I think that sums it up.
Oh, they wind me up.
They wind me up as well. I couldn't believe how many were at the Liverpool game.
I see it on Derby Day. Derby Day. I've spoke to United fans who are like, no, we hate them. This is not just a City thing. United fans wear half and half scarves at the Swamp on Derby Day. They don't like it. That's not the time for half and half scarves should be burnt anyway. But no, you don't wear them at a derby. Come on. They're a souvenir for little Johnny, aren't they? Put it on the wall at the back.
Super City there, mate. I actually think City have done a fantastic job with the fans and community compared to many other clubs of our size and stature.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, the only thing I want to see is the section for cheap tickets. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But in that down to the likes of us to start trying to put a bit of pressure on City in respect of, we're going to have a bigger stadium now. So there's no better.
Tell me how. Where'd you go to, Andy? I know you have contacts, but what about little old me? All right, I have one or two. Anne-Marie probably knows one or two. The ones who don't know anyone within the club, how do they get contact? Because it's an automated email that goes out and you get an automated response 48 hours later with a 2-line word.
Do you want to know what I think it is down to?
Where'd you go with it?
I'll tell you exactly where you go with it. It's down to the likes of me, you, Anne-Marie, everybody to get together on this and make the club listen. Because, as I say, there's no bigger opportunity now because, like it or not, all them seats will not be filled. Yeah, City do the odd random seat where you can get a season ticket, something like £209. It'll be one seat somewhere. And that's no good if you want to sit next to your family or your little boy or anything. Fair play to City doing that if you're on your own. However, not everybody's on their own. So it's down to us to make City listen, regardless whether we know people inside City or not. City matters. Don't even get me going on City matters. They're just.
City matters didn't even know about the expansion fully.
Don't surprise me. They just.
This is what I mean. The expansion was not let's have a chat about it, see if you all want it. The expansion was already agreed. Again, I spoke to the guys who were down there doing it, and he went, "There's no consultation here." I went, "What do you mean?" And he was the one who went, "That's going in June." The constructors have already got their contract signed. So it's not a consultation, really. This is it. He went, "Not really. It's just blue tape. They're just taping off and ticking. No consultation." Do you think if 20,000 people say, "No, I don't want it," you think they're going to go back on it? They're not.
Right. Good enough. Listen, guys, I think we'll wrap it there because we've done a lot this weekend, haven't we, and stuff like that. Hopefully, people have enjoyed a little bit of a different spin what we've got on.
Back on another show later.
So, Celebrity Martin, where are you flying off to next time, Martin?
I might be on Beta's show.
No, but seriously, I just think it was a worthwhile. And we didn't intend any agenda or any topic or anything like that tonight. It's just the way it turned out. And hopefully,
it sounds negative, but people need to understand this is how a lot of match-going fans feel now.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, when we say anything, we get, excuse my language here, we get told to piss off.
Mm-hmm.
We're dinosaurs. We're not. We're the past. Mm. If I'm 41 years old and I'm told I'm the past, Jesus Christ, where are we going next? You know what I mean? No, but
how old are you?
Told you how old I was. I won't lie about that.
Thanks, guys. Anyway, for
because he's just gutted, Martin, that he's at least 10 years older than you.
At least.
Yeah.
I'd say a good 20 years older.
I feel it. Thanks, Ray, for the.
You've not felt out for a while.
Thanks, Ray, for the. No, as I say, I just think it's good to have a little bit of a spin other than just football. Tomorrow night, Martin is doing his show. Is it 10:30, buddy? Tell the guys.
10:30. You've been at the Etihad on 10:30. I'll still be at the Etihad at 10:30.
I meant AM.
No, it's at 11:15, hopefully. Yeah. I'm in the orange car park tomorrow. Yeah. I'm hoping that's a bit quicker out. But I'll say.
Yeah. So yeah,
We'll see as we're going.
again, guys. Tomorrow.
I'm under the big banner tomorrow.
Under the big banner. What's it going to have on top? Celebrity Martin fly.
I don't know.
Someone going to be sponsored by Jet 2?
I think it says. I think it's the we follow you everywhere. Someone said it's meant to say.
Yeah.
Some of the 1894 came up with. Yes, it is a late show, but I will not. It's 8:45, 9:45. The game won't finish till probably nearly 10. Then I've got to get out the car park and get home. And I'd rather do it on the night than doing it the day after.
No, and rightly
I know
so,
it's
mate.
late, and I do apologise.
Listen, I'm sure people will join you, mate. You know, for you sponsored by.
You can always watch it on. Are you coming on?
Apparently, I'm older. I'll be in bed with my Horlicks, won't I?
Everyone's welcome. Just let me know.
No,
Send you a link.
No, I will be on because I'll be doing that what we spoke about for you. See, and you call me old. And you can't even remember. Anyway, guys, listen.
Anne-Marie's had a phone call with you. She knows that you're like on phone calls. You don't. Your phone call connection is like your bloody thing connection on here. You dip in and out.
Story of my life, that, mate. That's another story.
Not
anyway,
dipped in and out for a while, like.
Listen, guys.
End it quick.
Thank you for everybody who's joined us. Hopefully, you've enjoyed a different spin. Of what we normally do. On to the football tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy the game, everyone. Take care.
Come on, City!